So I'm just on a couple of missions. I've just posted that. Secondly, I'm still waiting for my fucking evidence off the old bill. They need to give me loads of fucking evidence. I've got evidence of fucking police fraud, and they won't let me have it. Well, they're not there. They seem to be holding on to it. Yeah, you fucking. I'll tell you. Well, I've just done a video about that. I'm not going to talk about that. That's not why I'm doing a video. But I just get wound up because they're full of shit. The old bill just lie. And they think that they can do that as part of their job and it's all okay. Well, it's not fucking okay and it's all ended. This is why I keep telling you, I will actually say this now. The reason, police, that you've got no one in the ivory tower of any police station is because they all killed children. And you dickheads are going nicking people for fraudulent acts, statutes and policies like it's important. You haven't got a clue. You need to sit down and think about what's going on. Ask yourself, ask people in the police station, in the pig shop, ask them, where is everyone from the office? Where is Sir Mark Rowley? Where is fucking Kimberly McKilkin? They're in FEMA camps because they're nonces that killed and ate fucking children, like we've been saying for over 4 years now. So anyway, that's another thing. But police cunts. You've got to sort it out, mate. I'll tell you, all you're going to do is get well nicked in a minute. I can't fucking wait for the police to get stood down and arrested. I will never have been as happy until that moment, and that's coming soon. Look what they're talking about on the news at the moment. What's Andrew and Epstein have been linked to other shit now, and what was it? My mate showed me a little while ago. Some email that some bloke in Romford or Basildon Garage sent Epstein sent him an email saying, oh, I love the torture videos or something. They're now starting talking about torture. Yeah, so what will happen is it'll creep forward. They're not going to mention children just yet. That'll come in the lockdown, because the moment they start talking about children on Epstein Island, as in i.e. younger than 14, that's when the public are going to go fucking mental, because when they find out, well, listen, all the awake people know it, even idiot awake people know this is common knowledge. The Epstein case come out before COVID. That was out a few weeks before COVID, showing you the island and about Jeffrey Epstein. Then it all went double quiet, didn't it, for 6 years. Christian said way back in his flat, when they start to, this was 3.5 years ago he said this, he said there'll be something big, and it'll probably be something like when they start talking about children in Epstein Island, that'll be lockdown time. And he said the other thing will be maybe Trump or what's his name, Prince Charles or whatever getting killed or whatever, or Trump getting taken out. Something big, right? Well, looks like it's going to be this Epstein thing, doesn't it? Which is like one of the 3 things that Christian said would trigger lockdown when public find out. When they start talking about children and Epstein Island, that's when it all changes. At the moment, people, oh yeah, there was just a few bit of cocaine, sniffing hookers and whatever, sniffing coke, and it's nothing like that. It's to do with killing children. But the public, they're just not ready for that yet. So that's why it's taken so fucking long. NPC sentimentalities. We've got to be very careful not to up NPCs. You know what they're like? Fucking idiots. Honestly, fucking shit show. They're not going to be here anyway. What the fuck do we care about NPCs for? Jesus Christ, come on. Anyway, what I was going to say was, I fucking forgot now, haven't I? Of course I forgot. I was going to talk about loads, to be honest. I have got a lot to say, to be honest. Loads of new people hit my Facebook page in the last few months, I said before, about another 1,500 people. And there's some really good questions. People that are not awake, these are awake people, but they're asking the right questions. Like one woman, I actually spent quite a long time, about an hour, replying to one message. It's only a little paragraph. But I thought, if she's going to ask a good question like that, yeah, it was something she said. She said, I like reading your posts. She said, but it all seems a bit helpless. And I was like, do you know what? That's worthy. She was joking. She weren't being a troll or nothing. She was actually like, I like this info. It resonates. But I see the whole outlook as a bit helpless. But I thought, how can that be helpless? So I did actually spend a lot of time, and I clicked post, and it didn't fucking post. I was well pissed off. It didn't post. So I've actually rewritten it, because it's important. This one woman, or somebody else might see that reply, and it might tip the balance, because this information is so fucking easy to understand. It really is. That's how come I can understand it, because it's not complicated. It's just different. That's all. You know, like we were saying the other day, it just makes so much perfect sense. They're medieval books. 18,745 books, right, came out between 1840 and 1850. Now, medieval books used to hit museums and private collections a few a year, yeah, and they all had provenance. They all had monastic stamps in, or writing in with they all had something with them that, like, or a diary even, that mentioned the book in a stately home collection. But these 18,745 books turned up in 3 waves in just 10 years, 1840 to 1850. and they were all over Europe. They were distributed all over Europe. Not one of them. These books were in mint condition. Medieval books, 600 years old, lived through fires and several plagues, and they look like they've just been written. The ink chemistry was age exact for 1457 or whatever, and all the binding stuff, everything was used. So basically, these books were written in when they said 600 years ago, but they were completely fake. It's a whole narrative in these books. Different topics went to different countries, right? But they were all medieval books from the 11th century, whatever. But what that was, right, none of them had monastic stamp. The vellum was all completely immaculate. It's like they'd just been written and put in deep storage for 600 years in a climate-controlled warehouse. That's how it looked. It's very easy to see what that is. They've got to explain 1,000 years of Tartaria away. They can't talk about Tartaria because they lived in fucking abundance, not scarcity. They had free energy, they had homeostasis, they had healing temples, all of this mad shit. We cannot be allowed to know about any of that. That's why they covered it up. That's why they buried it all and make everyone think anyone that talks about Tartaria is stupid. It's for that reason. But these books, like they're doing with, like the White Hats are clearly doing now with the Tartarian Revelation. You've got people that have been doing research for like 60 years, right? And all these videos have just come out just now in the last like 60 years, 20 years, 15 years, 18 years. And some of the comments, I mean, some of that, listen, I've had like 46,000 views on some of them posts. Pretty amazing. 71,000 views. That's quite a lot. I don't get views like that. Never. But some of them Tartarian videos, clearly people were fascinated by them. And this is the reason for the medieval books. They can't have their medieval books was a whole narrative, what was going on, the kings and the queen. None of it was true, none of it. So all these medieval scholars, you don't know anything about them. There was no medieval period. It's called Great Tartary. There was no medieval. Didn't even exist. The medieval period didn't happen. It's not a thing. Nothing like you thought. They had electricity and free energy and all sorts. They had better quality of lives back then than we have now, which is why you're not allowed to know about Tartaria, which is why they wrote 18,745 medieval books and manuscripts, making sure that the whole thing was a load of bullshit, so that you thought fucking Maid Marian was riding around on a fucking donkey dating fucking King Arthur. But nothing like that. It's absolute bullshit. All of that is all fake. The whole fucking lot, right the way back to day one. All fake. So all these medieval historians and scholars and people that are in history, you're fucked in a minute when you find out that you've actually got degrees in bullshit that didn't even happen. The Roman era, that didn't even happen. It wasn't anything like you thought. Greece, all that didn't happen. Greece and Roman happened, but nothing like that. Nothing like that. All of the texts, it's all bullshit, all fabricated, all made. Dinosaurs, all made up. Yeah, the only real ones are velociraptors, because they needed them to kill us off after they flooded and froze the fucking place. Do you know what I mean? Nothing in history is true. So everyone all chuffed with themselves because they've got like 8 degrees and fucking whatever, masters and bachelors of sciences and all this crazy shit. It's all bullshit based on lies and falsehood to explain away Tartary. That's all it is. The banking system, well, Rothschild stole that in the 1600s. They stole the fucking banking system from the Tartarians. Tartarians didn't charge compound interest. They charged for banking services. They didn't charge for interest. And so that's who created banking. It was Tartarian. It wasn't the Rothschilds, didn't invent banking, and it wasn't the Knights Templar, as we thought previously. It was the fucking Tartarians invented banking. The Rothschilds turned up and found a fully fucking functioning system in place. When they took out, like in 1871 was when Tartary was like properly gone. That was when like the last ruler of Tartary was fucked off out of his, somewhere in Russia, out of his city, and all these 47 of them disappeared, hiding around the world. So the last one died in 1971, the last heir to the Tartarian throne. They stamped him out. They didn't just like destroy his family, they destroyed every legacy of Great Tartary. But all the Rothschilds use free energy in their fucking mansions. They're all using Tartarian technology. They're all using it in the fucking Tartarian mansions that they robbed. Honestly, this is, you know, so big, you know, all the Satanism and all that aside, that's the biggest shit, because it's children, you know what I mean? That is far out. That is next level disgusting information. But all of this other stuff, what we've been denied and had hidden from us, it's going to fucking really upset people when they realise that they didn't need cancer. No, cancer didn't exist in Great Tartary. Fuck's sake, cancer didn't exist until 1915 when they brought the cowpox vaccine out. That was fucking, that's when cancer became a thing. They already had the cure for cancer long before cancer was discovered. It's a joke, you know what I mean? Like, one of my pals, he might have to have, he's got lung problems, and they're talking about a lung transplant. Listen, Every bit of meat in every supermarket's grown in a fucking vat of liquid. Why can't they just grow him a new lung? Frequency and vibration. They've got all this technology. Nikola Tesla had it in fucking 1915. When did he invent that? It was not in the 20s, wasn't it? His what do you call it? Medbed tech. That was in the 20s, 30s when he created that. And there's what's that other? Lukowski coil, that's the word I was looking for just now. Lukowski coil technology, that can heal cancer. So no one needed cancer in the first place. Completely wasted time. So look at all the people that have died of cancer and how much loosh they've generated off of people having cancer. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking phenomenal. People don't realise that it's just deep. It's so deep. There's no sides, there's no bottom. It's just a massive hole of depravity, and when people actually realise, see, this is why we do what we do. I started breaking the synopsis down because I was talking the other day, I said I might do another, like, compile them again like an Ascension manual, but that's going to be like 500,000 words, and people don't want to read massive text. So I thought the other day, a couple of nights ago, I just had the idea, I thought I'll just break the synopsis down with a decent picture, something a bit eye-catching, because this is all so easy to understand. Do you know what I mean? It is embarrassingly easy. You've just got to let yourself relax. Let go of perceived knowledge. Don't worry about it. Don't be embarrassed. I never thought I knew anything anyway, so I ain't got no perceived knowledge to lose. So I was quite happy to accept it because it made sense. I didn't have any nagging things in the back of my mind, like, because I know all about history. None of it made any sense. I didn't believe half of it anyway. It looked Mac. It looked like they were trying to lie, didn't it? You know, because they put things in front of you, like you'll get a Freemason turn up, and they'll find something, but they've put it there. There'll be like an unusual artefact turn up. I'm trying to think, there was one out in Greece, it weren't Troy, somewhere out in Greece somewhere, and they had some 18th century like fucking Freemason turn up, and he made this amazing discovery, and I can't remember what the item's called. It's a very famous item that he discovered, but that was put there. They put that there to prove his theory. It's all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. Oh, mate. Do you know what I mean? Just the fluoride in water, when people actually know. Now, lots of awake people know that all about that, but the sleepers don't. They ain't got a fucking clue that fluoride gives you fucking, calcifies your pineal gland and gives you all sorts of fucking, what do you call it, ME and fucking, what do you call it, all that sort of shit. I can't remember what it's called, but it's just the depth of it. You know, the building technologies, the construction techniques, nothing about history makes any sense whatsoever, and that's because it's not true. None of it is, and now we all know. It's like, you know, you can't, like all this fraud, like the police fraud, this is another good one. You can't carry out fraud on people when they know what you're doing. We know what you're up to with the fraud and the joinder. We know all about it, so it can't continue because we know now that you're breaking the law, not us. Before, we all thought it was us breaking the law, but the law's an ass. It doesn't matter, the law's been taken away anyway. There is no maritime admiralty system no more. That went 2019. But no one seems to have told the judiciary or the police. They're just totally oblivious. That system is gone. Same as the money. There's no fucking money. That went in 2019. The stock market wasn't backed on oil, gold, silver, bog roll and milk. It was backed on the blood of dead children. That's what the stock market was backed on. You had Satan running the planet for 40,000 years. What, you don't think he was here for your benefit, do you? Crikey. Do you know what I mean? We were here for food. People got to fucking wake up and realise that. Sooner you wake up and realise that, sooner we go into lockdown and we can go home. Because it's people's naivety and just utter fucking apathy, complacency, apathetic, pathetic, fucking joke, honestly. It's embarrassing to be fucking human. You know, we've covered so much in the last 4 years. Christian's intel, I tell you what, it's blown me away. The detail that we've got. Whether what else can I do? I don't need to know nothing else. The only thing, Christian, the only question I've got left, bruv, is what was before the dark matter field? That's my only question. And obviously I want to know why the police haven't sent me my fucking memory stick with that fucking footage on it that I need for court next week. That's my other question, but that's not related to the Great Awakening. Yeah, what was before the dark matter field? What was before that? That's what I need to know now, then I'm sweet. Alright, so if you can let me know that, bruv, when you get a minute, when you're curling one out later, have a little think and tell me what was before the dark matter field. I think I did ask that before, I can't remember the answer, or I don't think we worked it out. I don't think you got it, did you? But you said give you some time. Well, that was a couple of months ago, bruv, so I need to know. It's a pressing question. Alright guys, listen, I'm going to get off because I've got to do some bits and bobs. Big love, people. Speak soon.